Okay, everybody, I'm back. Trust me, I'm pretty surprised by it. I'm telling you, the feedback I got back from that biscuit video is nothing short of amazing. I'm telling you what, you people have totally overwhelmed my heart. My cup completely runneth over, and I'm touched. I'm appreciative. I'm so thankful that each of you took the time to even watch the video, much less leave me a word or two of encouragement. I just want you to know that it means a lot, and I just really never knew that it would be as well received. Who knew a biscuit could cause such love? Anyway, I just want y'all to know I appreciate it and thank you, and I guess we'll just see where this goes. I am working on a few things, and I will definitely keep you in the loop as it comes to fruition. I don't have any definite plans at the moment, but I'm feeling my way. And so, as it happens, I'll clue you in. I guess with that being said, I need to get in the kitchen because that's what I do. That's why I'm here. So, I had a lot of people in the actual video thread from the biscuit ask for my sausage gravy biscuit recipe. Because, I mean, hello, you shouldn't really make a pan of biscuits if you're not going to follow up with a big old pan of sausage gravy. So, shame on me for teasing y'all. I guess I better fix that. So, today, we're going to do it. Sausage gravy. Going right on. Okay, here we are at the stovetop. We are going to tackle sausage gravy. It is not hard to make, I promise. It's just got a handful of ingredients. And I've got them all set out here. Everything is pre-measured from guessing. Because I don't measure when I cook. When I bake, I measure. When I cook, I just throw a little here and a little there. But I'm going to try to keep it measured so that you can replicate it. Now I have preheated my pan because I want to get a good scald on that sausage. And I'm going to cook the sausage first in the pan so we can get a little grease going. But I'm going to have to put a little oil in the pan to start with because for some reason, sausage companies nowadays, they don't put as much fat in their sausage, and you just don't have enough. If you're going to have good sausage gravy, you have got to have fat. Now, I know some of you folks are going to say, I like to eat turkey. Can I make this gravy using ground turkey sausage? Well, you can. I mean, it'll be tasty, but you have got to add the fat to it, or you're not going to end up with something that you're going to want to really eat. It's just going to be yuck. Fat is flavor, and when you're cooking with a very lean product like turkey sausage, well, it's got to have help. So you can use any kind of fat you want. If you want to put coconut oil in it, you can. It'll taste a little bit like coconut. Or you can use olive oil, you can use canola, peanut, you can use any kind of oil you want to, but you just need to make sure that you add extra. Now when I started this, I put about 2 teaspoons, 2 big drizzles in, and that's enough to get this going. Now we're just going to cook this off until it's nice and browned up. And it smells lovely already. There's nothing quite like sausage cooking unless it's bacon. Now I'm going to tell you a quick little story. When Brad and I got married, I was not used to having sausage in my gravy. Now Mama would make sausage gravy, but she just used the pan drippings. And so I just did what I saw her do. And so I would make, well, I wouldn't say I would make, I did it once, a pan of gravy, and then I cooked some sausage patties, and I made a pretty little plate. Oh, it was a big old pile of gravy biscuit. On the side, there was some sausage patties. I was so proud, and Brad looked at it, and he immediately crumbled the sausage into the gravy. And he informed me that you know, he likes sausage gravy, not just sausage beside his gravy. So even though I had cooked the gravy in the pan that I had cooked the sausage in, it wasn't enough. So from then on, Jamie made Brad's sausage gravy. And in retrospect, he's right. It is better. Who am I kidding? Put some pork in it. Now you can use, I guess, any kind of meat to make gravy with if you wanted to, but we like sausage. I would not suggest you make bacon gravy. Now you can use bacon fat, but then I'd crumble some sausage in it. Because when you crumble up bacon in something, I don't know. It's just not the same. That's not how we work here. Not at all. Anyway, so this is slowly coming together. I'm not getting the brown on it that I normally would, but I'm not cooking sky high either like I normally do. So I turned it up. And I'm noticing that this particular brand of sausage that I have is a lot leaner than I anticipated. So I'm going to have to add more oil to the pan. It's, you know, there's no getting away from it. So I'm going to put probably a tablespoon. I mean, if you're going to shy away from a little oil in your pan, then you don't need to be eating sausage gravy anyway. So don't try to make it light. It's just not going to work. Now you can use, when it comes to your milk, you can use, well, you could use skim milk if you want to, but there's no good southern person that's ever going to use skim milk to make sausage gravy. I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm using 2% because that's what we drink. You can use whole milk if you know, don't care about your cholesterol or your weight. You could even use half and half. But, I mean, that's just being a glutton, and that's too much of a good thing. So we're not going to do that. And your doctor will thank you for not going that route. Anyway, our sausage is just on the verge of being ready. So I have pushed it to the side. I'm going to tilt the pan just a little bit to get these pan drippings on one side so that I can add the flour. Now what is going to happen when I add the flour is the flour is going to quickly absorb all of the fat and it's going to start cooking. Now, I never thought much about flour being raw. But I saw it printed on a bag of flour one day. It said, "This is a raw product. Please cook before consuming." Well, I got to thinking about it. They're right. It is. It's raw. It's raw ground wheat. So it makes sense that you have to cook it a little bit before it's going to taste good. Now, if I were to try to make this gravy with this method, except I don't cook the flour, I just throw it in and immediately add the milk, I'm going to have a hot mess. And it's not going to taste good. It's going to probably be a little bit like glue paste. It might look like gravy, but it ain't going to taste like gravy. It's just going to taste like yuck. So we're not doing that. We're cooking ours. And I don't mean you have to cook it for 20 minutes. We just want to cook it a minute or two just to get a little, you know, get a toast on it, so it loses that flat, raw flavor. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, well, then you can make this recipe twice. You can cook your flour once, and then the next time you can not cook your flour. And then you're going to taste a big difference, and then you're going to agree with me, and then you've wasted effort, and it's just not worth it. So just cook your flour. It's a good idea. So it's starting to hiss, which is telling me that well, it's not really telling me anything except it's hot. But it's looking just like I want it to. I'm going to scrape a little off the bottom because it's sticking just the least bit. But I do have all the flour incorporated in the oil. And it smells lovely. Okay, so at this point, I'm ready to add my milk. Now going back to types of milk. Like I said, you can use any kind of cow milk you want to. I do not suggest using almond milk or oat milk or any other kind of milk. I wouldn't use goat milk either because it tastes like barnyard. We don't want that. But I can't imagine that you want to use coconut milk. I mean, unless you were in Hawaii, and maybe that's how they like their sausage gravy, with a hint of coconut. I don't know. I've never been to Hawaii. I hear it's great. Anyway, well, I'm making a mess. I've added the milk, and I am going to turn the heat down just the least bit because it's going to come up to temperature pretty fast because that was a hot pan. And I'm scraping the good stuff off the bottom because that's where all the flavor is. So scrape your pan. All right, more flavor can be found in this little dish. Now listen, you have got to salt it, and this requires black pepper. I know if you don't like black pepper, you can skip it, but don't, it needs it. I've got half a teaspoon of salt, and I have half a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm just going to go ahead and add that right now, and I'm going to stir it up. You might want more pepper in here if you're like Brad, but don't put too much because then it's overkill and whatever. But this is looking good. Now I used about 3.5 cups of milk. There's about, I had 4 in here, so this is about 3.5. I thought I might need it all, but I don't. That was a full half cup of flour. Oh, it's bubbling. It's talking. I'm going to turn that heat down just another little bit and let it kind of simmer on low. I'm going to add a little more milk because it's getting pretty thick. Now, depending on how many people you need to cook for is going to depend on how much sausage you use. This was a full 1 pound block. And it's made enough to, I think, probably feed 3 or 4 people. But I'm going to tell you, if our friend Art Brown was here, him and Brad could probably finish off this pan, just the 2 of them. I'm not kidding. I think Art Brown's veins run with biscuit and gravy. It's his favorite thing. Anyway, this, sizzling. And I don't have, here we go. I've got it. Got it covered. Look at this. Boom. But it's bubbling. And I ain't kidding. It smells good. So I'm going to cut the heat down just one more time. Then I'm going to taste it. See what we got. Brad's amazed that I can taste stuff straight out of the pan. He's got a tender mouth. And I can just go right at it. It's tasty. It is real tasty, actually. In the words of my late friend Mel Hawkins, it's mighty fine. Mighty fine. Okay, well, I think it's perfect. It might need just a little more salt, but it's okay. We don't need any more. At this point, you're ready to serve it up. And I just so happen to have just what we need for that very purpose. Let me get it off the heat just a little bit because it's popping everywhere. I have a biscuit. So, this is how we do it in this house. I take the biscuit and then I crumble it just like that. Boom. And then I get my trusty scooper. And then I go in. And don't be shy. Cover that sucker. Cover him up. Just like that. Y'all, this really is just love in a bowl. If somebody made that for you, they're telling you that they love you. Trust me. I'm going to taste it just like this now. Here it goes. That is so good. Yeah. Winner, winner, winner. Sausage dinner. I think we've got success here, people. So that's about all I've got to say about that. This is sausage gravy tutorial 101. Yay! I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can make it. I hope you let me know what you think about it. Mwah.